boy howdy everyone, this is the Country Toads, and today I'm going to be showing you how you can parry and riposte in Half Sword. Now there's a lot of things you can do in Half Sword. It's a really silly sandbox game that lets you swing your fists, swing a bill hook. Wow, wasn't that cool? Well shoot, you can even charge a man with your sword, stab him, have him stab you, and then you win, but you also die. And also, prepare for the ultimate challenge. What the heck is going on? You can just swing rapidly and hope for the best. And you know, what's scarier than a madman? Well, I'll tell you what's scarier than a madman that knows how to fight. Now, the way that we're going to do this is through a parry and a riposte. What a parry is, as seen by this definition, is a move with your weapon to disable the attack of your enemy. And a riposte is just the fancy term for smashing the skull on whoever just attacked you. Okay, so how do we do this in Half Sword? The silly derpy physics-based fighting game that feels like you're hardly controlling a flailing noodle and not an actual swordsman. Well, what if I told you you've been playing this game wrong? The first thing that we need to do is going over to our settings and turn our sensitivity down. I run 450 DPI on my mouse, and sometimes even this sensitivity setting is a little too high. But the aim of the game here is to increase control, because you really don't need that much force to actually take Willy down. You just need to be able to control your weapon. Oh, and while we're here, also go ahead and turn on the tutorial dummy. This will help us to practice and learn each of the movements we need to effectively parry. Remember, it's a sandbox game. I'm not here how to tell you how to play it. If you want to just swing wildly and hope that you get something, go ahead. Some people have fun doing that. But for those who genuinely want to get better at the game, here's what you're going to need to do. First of all, hold shift. This will put your character into a fighting stance. Now we can talk about guards here, but perhaps we'll do that in a different video. For now, just go ahead and put the sword in front of you. This is called a front guard. It'll be perfect for most anything you come against. As you see me doing here, go ahead and move your mouse gently left to right, and you'll notice how your character blocks the left into the right. This won't cover everything, especially a downward swing, but we'll get to that in a little bit. If you practice just keeping your sword out in front of you, you'll often perform what is called a passive parry, where you block the incoming attack without actually having to move your weapon. But for this example, I'm going to show you how to actively parry an attack. As you can see, I take a step back by holding S, and I move my mouse gently up and to the left. After I've parried the attack, I move my mouse back towards the center with a little bit more speed to riposte his attack. To practice this technique, I would not recommend going in Commoner. I would recommend using any kind of armor, maybe not quite as high as Knight, but this way, if you make mistakes, they can be alleviated a little bit. Plus, funny things like this happen. Wow, Willy, that's a close shave. Now do as I say, not as I do. I wanted to just use this clip to show you a couple other principles. Practice with a sword and not an axe. But as you can see here with his thrusting attack, even with spears the same way, you can actively hit away and then close the gap by holding W to get in closer for an attack. This guy was so scared he took his life before I could. But the principle remains the same. It's kind of like a turn left to go right kind of a thing. You gotta hit his weapon to not get hit by his weapon. Now we'll talk about overhead parries. By right-clicking, you half-sword your weapon by grabbing it in each side. And by raising it up, you can block overhead attacks. Usually in real life, overhead attacks are the easiest to parry, but for some reason in this game they're pretty hard. You have to right-click and then hold mouse 1 while flicking your mouse upwards. This is easiest to do against axes. Okay, so that covers everything to do with the basics of parrying and riposting. As you can see me here in Commoner, I'm practicing, just like you should be. Gently moving your mouse to parry their attack, and then returning with your own. Oh, and style points for a cool execution. Well, y'all partners, that about wraps it up for this tutorial. Let me know down in the comments what other tutorials you'd like to see, learning how to use a spear, maybe learning how to use a pole hammer. Just let me know. You can support me by liking and subscribing. I'll see y'all in the next one.